Hello and welcome to the Weekly Roundup on the Box to Box podcast. This is a show where we'll look at the biggest news for the following week, look at some of the biggest games across the globe, and tell you our predictions. This show is going to be for the week commencing the 1st of March 2021, and I'm going to be joined by Reese. How are we doing, mate?
Alright, mate, how are you?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Straight into it with the news of the week. Okay, I did a bit of research, looked on BBC Sport, and this headline shot out to me straight away. It's regarding Jordan Henderson, because the Liverpool captain will be out with injury till April now. He picked up the groin injury during the Merseyside derby last week. He's now joining a list of a lot of first team players for Liverpool now. Obviously, of Matip's on there, Joe Gomez, Fabinho, obviously most importantly Virgil van Dijk. This injury is meaning he's going to be missing at least 5 games for Liverpool, including some really crucial ones in the league and a second leg fixture against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. The captain's had such a huge impact on the team during this injury crisis. He's been playing a makeshift centre back alongside some of the backups and some of the new signings they've made. But I really think it's the leadership that's actually made him such a crucial part of the team and keeping them together. Even with the loss of all these players, they're still set in 6th. They're just 3 points behind 5th place Chelsea, which they are facing on Sunday, which will lead us perfectly into the first big game of the week. But I do think the loss of Jordan Henderson now will affect Liverpool in the Chelsea game and the rest of the season.
It's a massive loss for them, but it's not as big as some of the other ones that they've had throughout the season so far. Obviously, you said Virgil van Dijk.
Yep.
I know Henderson's been filling in for him, but maybe it's time to put some of the younger lads on. Like last time they put a younger lad on there, he got slated, didn't
he? Yeah.
For playing it. I think that was against Man U, wasn't it?
I think it was, mate.
Yeah. It's awkward for him, but I'm sure they can make something work.
Yeah, I think he's played a crucial part. He actually played decent at centre back, all things considered. I still think after bringing in 2 signings in January and having some decent youngsters like Nat Phillips on the bench, I still think they should have experimented by putting him back in the midfield where obviously he plays his best. He can command the whole pitch there and actually giving the youngsters a run. I think the midfield's been one of the biggest issues for Liverpool, actually on the pitch. They've not had that oomph about it. They've not had that leadership in there. And I think having fit centre backs on the bench that haven't got the experience and haven't got the kind of the experience of Premier League football. I think there's no better time to give him a chance than now. Keep playing Fabinho and Henderson in there in a season where you're not going to win the league. Like I said, they're sitting 6th. Obviously, top 4 would be good for him, but I reckon putting Jordan Henderson in that midfield would have actually helped them a lot more than him playing centre back. But we'll go into the game. Obviously, Liverpool v Chelsea this Thursday the 4th of March. Liverpool are coming off 4 losses in the Premier League, where Chelsea are coming off 4 wins and a draw. So it's a big game for both of the teams. Obviously, Tuchel's come in after the sacking of Lampard. It's completely turned Chelsea back into a winning team again. How do you think this game's going to go, mate?
Looking at the form of both teams, I think it's going to be a hard game for Liverpool. I think they might have Jota back by then. I know he was supposed to be coming back. But
I think Fabinho as well. There's questions whether Fabinho will be back fit as well. He was supposed to be in for the Everton game, but again, I don't think they wanted to risk him. So maybe he'll be back fitness for this game. I just hope they don't play him in centre back. I hope they play Fabinho in a defensive midfield again. And I hope they actually give some of the centre backs that actually play for Liverpool that actually are registered centre backs a game.
Yeah. It's been hard, obviously, like you say, with Van Dijk going out, but they've not managed it as well as what they could have. It wouldn't have been that much of an upset having put some young lads at the back, like you say, but Alisson's played a big part in the last few losses. So
True. Obviously,
maybe.
he's coming off the loss of his dad as well. So whether
I did not know
I think he drowned not back in his hometown. But
that.
obviously, he might be still shook up. He might not be playing, so that might mean they'll have to play Adrian or the other third choice keeper, which again might be a bit of an issue for them. But hopefully, he can power through and play. But I do genuinely think it's going to be the first time I'm going to see Kabak and Nat Phillips partnering up for the first time in this game. And I think if Fabinho is back, they'll push him into that midfield or keep him on the bench. But obviously, morale is quite high for Chelsea as well. They've just come off a win against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. I genuinely do think I can see Chelsea taking advantage of the loss of Henderson and a few less experienced players. And I can see Chelsea winning this one about 2-1. What do you say?
I'd say 2-0.
2-0. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Liverpool. They've struggled scoring recently. For me, they look lackluster up top. They weren't the team that they were a season ago.
No.
But like you say, it's due to injuries, and confidence at the back affects people at the front as well.
I agree.
So yeah, I think 2-0 Chelsea. I think Timo Werner could have a good game as well.
I think he's going. He can really shine at this game. Especially take advantage of
it. Like you said, they put the two young centre backs in, and he goes for them. He's played well against the bottom clubs, but now he needs to start making his mark against the top ones.
Yeah.
I think he's been. Everyone slates him, but I think he's a great player.
He just took time to adjust. Yeah, I agree. He's just took time to adjust, hasn't he? I think this game's going to be a big game for Chelsea. They've got to get to that top four again. It's an aspiration that's actually in reach now. I can see them actually pushing for top four. Obviously, a few months ago when Lampard was there, it started off really well, but then that massive dip. People was talking about them winning the league at the start, but even they went out of contention for top four. But like I said, Tuchel's come in. He's going to be drilling it into the players that they need to get this top four. So yeah, I reckon it's going to be a big game for him, and Chelsea's going to push through, mate. Okay, so we'll jump on to the next game. It's sticking in the Premier League, sticking in England. We're going to go to the Manchester Derby on the Sunday, the 7th of March. Again, a big game in the Premier League. First place against second, probably say the biggest game that we've got this week. City have had a few games in hand against the rest of the teams, but they've now caught up. Everyone's played 25. And City have gained a 10-point lead on United in second place, which is insane. They're coming off an unreal run, Man City are. They've set the league on fire recently. 15 in a row, mate. They've playing some insane football. They're good to watch. But United are also unbeaten games in the Premier League. But that is drawing 3 and only winning 2. And obviously that upset against West Brom. But how do you see this game coming from an outsider view?
I think Man City are going to hammer you. I think definitely they've currently now Man City are playing West Brom at the time of recording this.
Yep.
And a 1-1, but I think the Man City just seem to excel against the top ones. Like I say, 15 in a row.
It's West Ham, by the way.
Yeah, West Ham. Sorry. What did I say?
West Brom.
I learnt West Ham.
We move. It's fine.
But I think Man U have got a chance. I think it will be close, but I think it's for me it's a 1-0 City.
1-0 City.
But I think they're gonna dominate you. But I think you can hang on in there for a 1-0 against for City.
The thing with United is you never know which United team's actually going to come out and play. Like we more or less play identical lineups most weeks, but give or take 1 or 2 players. We came up against Sociedad like last week. We played some of the best football I've seen us play in a long, long time. We beat them 4-0. And then just a week before, we drew to West Brom. Like, we didn't create more than 10 chances. It's literally, I don't know what happens. Like, sometimes we play some of the best football. We look an absolutely dominant team. And then sometimes we play pish against people like West Brom. It just all depends what team's going to come out, but we really, really don't know. But I'm hoping that we've got a bit of pride behind us. It's a Manchester derby. Even if Man City are 10 points ahead and United see this as we ain't going to win the league anyway. We need the pride. We need to make Manchester red again. So I'm hoping we go out there, we give it all we can. But realistically, looking from an outside view, I reckon I think it's going to be a good game. A lot of the big teams, the top 6 teams, play each other, and it's been stale 0-0, 1-1s. But I genuinely think Sunday the 7th, will be a 3-2 City win. I reckon there's going to be some goals in that game.
3-2, jeez.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Sure.
Okay, sticking on English football, we're going to go down to the Championship now. A big game over there. Wednesday the 3rd of March is the day that Norwich play Brentford. Okay, again, another first v second battle, but this time in the Championship. Norwich are currently 7 points ahead of Brentford. Brentford have let it slip a bit recently. They've lost 3 out of the last 5 games, which has allowed Norwich to turn the afterburners on and push to increase the gap between them. Like I said, you're a Forest fan. You keep up with the Championship a little bit more than me. How do you see this game going, mate?
I think a lot of Brentford's success this season has been down to Ivan Toney.
Yep.
And there's been some rumours of him coming in. He should be back in now, but obviously he went out with an ankle injury, and I think it's still bugging him a bit. So if Ivan Toney comes back in, definitely a Brentford win for me. But if not, I can't see Brentford winning that. He's been on fire this season. He had 27 goals. So
class player,
an amazing player.
Yep, I'm going to say
instead of Lyle Taylor.
Definitely Forest should have tried to bring him in. So my prediction is I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Brentford last season. I'm not going to lie. Watkins and Ben Rama, they were just kind of set the league on fire. There's such a flair about them. So I might use a little bit of bias here. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 Brentford win. What about you?
If Ivan Toney's in, I'll go 2-0 Brentford. If he's not, I'll go 1-1 draw.
Fair play. So that's the England's biggest games covered. We're going to move all the way over now to Italy in the Serie A, where Juventus take on Lazio on Saturday the 6th of March. Currently, as we record this, Juventus is sitting in 3rd place and Lazio were sitting in 6th. But it's been quite a decent run in Italy, considering a title run, should I say. There's just 2 points between these two teams, but obviously 3 places on the table. Both teams losses in the Champions League. But Juventus did bounce back from this. They beat Crotone 3-0. So they must have gained a little bit of confidence here. But Lazio did take a big hit in the Champions League game against Bayern, losing 4-1. But I think I do see Juve winning this one. Like I said, they've had a bit of time to get some confidence back. Score 3 against, obviously it's a lower team, but score 3 again. But it could be quite a close game. I'm saying 2-1 Juve, mate. How do you see this one going?
I think you got back any team with Ronaldo. I think he changes the team. But I'll say 3-0 Juve.
3-0 Juve, okay.
Yeah, Dybala and Ronaldo. They're just, some of the best players in the league, and Ronaldo obviously the best player, some of the best players in the world. So definitely a Juve win.
Class. Is his name Correa, the one that plays for Lazio, the Argentinian?
Yeah, the striker.
Yeah, I watched the highlights of the Bayern Lazio game, and he looked incredible. Scored their only goal, and he looked really good in the game as well.
Yeah, he's very good. He had I can't remember the game where I watched him, but some of the skills that he can pull off in game. He's not even that old, I don't think, either.
No, he's got quite a bit of flair behind him, hasn't he? A bit of confidence as well.
Yeah, 25, 26-ish. So someone to watch out for, yes.
Definitely. Okay, so moving over to Spain now, over to La Liga. Atletico Madrid take on Real Madrid again Sunday the 7th of March. It'll be another first v second bout of the episode, the 3rd one. A Madrid derby, it's going to be a good game, I can see. There's only 3 points between the two teams, even though Atletico Madrid do have a game in advance. It's a huge game regarding the title. Atletico Madrid have been on fire this season, playing some great football. They finally got the full potential out of João Felix. He's looking an absolute class striker in that team. They lost a game in the Champions League against Chelsea. So it's not looking great for them in that respect. By the sounds of it, Chelsea absolutely passed them off the park. They've only won 2 out of the last 5 games in the Liga. But then again, on the flip side, Real Madrid are playing a really, really weak lineup, considering the teams they've had in recent years. I looked at the lineup of the last game, like Vinicius Junior. He's a good young player, but he's not set the league on fire. He's not set anything on fire like he should have done. Obviously, still got years to go. But there's likes of Mariano. He's playing Lucas Vazquez as a makeshift right back. I just looked at the lineup, mate, and I thought, this is not the Real Madrid that I remember. There was a powerhouse of Europe, and obviously the likes of Eden Hazard hasn't took off. The midfield, the 2 best midfielders in Kroos and Modric are old. They just had a new deal with Varane, I believe, so that's a sign of hope. But obviously they'll be losing Ramos. I just think that the young talents of Atletico Madrid and their desire to actually get another league title is going to push them in this game. I think they really do need this win to get 6 points ahead, obviously with the game in hand as well. But yeah, I think Atletico Madrid have got this one, mate. I'm predicting a big game here, 3-0 Atletico. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think the attacking players that Atletico Madrid have got is insane. You got like you say, João Felix, Luis Suarez.
Let's just quickly go on to the fact that Barcelona let Luis Suarez go to a rival team and he's the top goal scorer in the league. Like, what madness is that?
Yeah, Barcelona have been very disrespectful to the players in
Definitely
recent years, and it's the same with Real Madrid as well, letting Bale go. I mean, these are massive players that you need in your team, like
definitely
big game players. But yeah, likes of Suarez, João Felix. We got Yannick Carrasco out wide for him as well.
He's come back, and he's come back and played
dominated this season.
He's played well this season.
They've got a good back line as well. You know, Jan Oblak in there. It's a solid defence for him. I don't think it's the best defence in the league, but I think it's a solid one. But yeah, if anything, Atletico are just going to outscore Real. Definitely.
Yep.
So yeah, 3-0 for me as well.
Move over to France now. We will take a look at the Ligue 1 games. Lille versus Marseille and Lyon versus Rennes on Wednesday, the 3rd of March. 2 relatively big games regarding the title. First place Lille take on 7th place Marseille. Quite a big difference in the table there and quite a big difference in points as well. I can see Lille walking this one. They want to get as high as they can, keep marching through. We've got some great young players as well, like Bamba, and Renato Sanchez has had a renaissance there. So I can see them pushing through and hopefully winning the league. The other game, is 2nd place Lyon take on 8th place Rennes. Again, 2nd place, we're looking to get some points to try and catch up to the top spot. They're only 3 points ahead. So if the fixtures go Lyon's way and they get a win and Lyon lose, they'll be joint at the top. So both teams will be looking for a win here. But it's good to see a team at the top. Well, 2 teams above PSG in the league, mate. Obviously they've been dominating recently, and you should think so for the money they chuck in. But as a football fan, it's good to see another team back at the top. But then again, they are only 4 points behind top spot. So they're breathing down the necks, mate. They're in reaching distance. So this is going to be another push to make the other top 2 teams want to work this week, get the win. I've got down here, see the first game, Lyon-Marseille. I can see a 3-0 win here. And I've got Lyon-Rennes as 2-0, mate. How do you see these games going?
Yeah, I agree with you again. I think Lyon are definitely a team to be wary of with Depay up front. He's
get another
definitely
renaissance. Yeah.
Turned it on since joining Leon. But like you say, Leo is again. They've got some amazing talent there. Renato Sanchez, even Andre playing alongside him.
Yep.
Great player. So yeah, not my favourite league, but yeah, going to be a good game too.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to go on to the last section for the big games this week. We're going to go all the way over to Germany now to look at a big clash between Bayern and Dortmund taking place on the 6th of March, which is a Saturday. This game sounds a lot bigger on paper than it has been. Dortmund not playing the best football this season. Bayern are sitting at the top of the league, 13 points ahead of Dortmund, who are sitting 6th. Bayern are questioning one of the best teams in the world at the moment. They're playing some unreal football. Like I said, the 4-1 win Champions League against Lazio. They looked a lot better team. Just some of the passing and plays they make is unreal. They've won their last 3 games in the league. They're champions of the world. Dortmund are struggling. I can see them losing to Bayern here. But saying that, Dortmund have got some fantastic players in the team. Sancho, who isn't supposed to be having one of the best seasons of his career, is still getting. If I read right, he's still got a goal or assist contribution every game he's played. They've got the young talent in Giovanni Reina. He's looking class, and they've got one of the most deadly strikers in the world in Erling Braut Haaland. I mean, what a player he is! Like, I watched the highlights against Sevilla. He was just before he actually went out to the pitch, they was all lined up together. He had a fucking look in his eye, mate. He had a look in his eye that he was going to go out there and cause some carnage. He bagged the 2 goals, but anything could happen, mate, with a player like him in the team. But I do see Bayern winning this one. I'm going to predict 3-2. Dortmund can definitely score. I think the defence has been a bit of an issue this season. But yeah, I think it's going to be a case of Bayern outscoring Dortmund here and winning 3-2. How do you see this one game? How do you see this game going, mate?
Yeah, I see it same as you. Bayern going through with a win, but I think there'll be, with our shaky Dortmund's defence has been in big games. I think there'll be a few more goals. I think 4-0 Bayern.
4-0 Bayern. Okay.
Yeah, you can't stop Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, he's insane. And like I say, Bayern's defence is world class. With the likes of it, we've got probably the best left back in the world. 2 of the best centre backs in the world.
Yeah.
And definitely the best goalkeeper in the world. Mamo Neuer's been insane this year.
What a player Alphonso Davies is as well.
Yeah, I mean,
coming from Toronto as a left winger and has turned into one of the best wing backs in the world. Like, what a conversion that is for him.
Definitely, it definitely is the best wing back in the world, and he can do everything as well: attack, defend, play that, find the pass, check on defense.
He's got such pace behind him as well, like Jesus. Watching him running down the wing is insane.
Definitely, he's one fast boy.
I've got quite a liking for Dortmund. Follow all the social media pages, keep up to date with the scores. And recently, they've either been against some of the teams that you see they should be winning against. They've either been drawing or losing, and some like against Schalke, who defensively is struggling so much. I think it was a 2-2 draw, and they should be winning games like that. And I don't see him.
Was that where he scored the bicycle?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was that game anyway. It was either that or it was either Hoffenheim or seen them draw 2-2. But they're not winning the games they should be winning. They're struggling, but like I said, Haaland's been carrying them through, and Sancho's still got that flair about his game. But yeah, I do see Bayern winning this game.
Some big players to step up. Do that.
Yeah,
Marco Reus. I know he's sort of at cruising speed at the moment. He needs to turn it on because they need him back at full potential of what Marco Reus can absolutely do. But they've got players like Jude Bellingham as well. Who, if they start getting more game time, start playing more regularly, definitely in the next few coming years, like Sancho,
Hmm.
are going to be some of the best
Bellingham could
players in the
be,
world.
yeah, Bellingham could be a complete midfielder in that team. If he's been playing quite a lot. Obviously, he was rumored to go to United. And we walked him around Carrington and everything, but it just wasn't for him. And I'm kind of glad that we didn't sign him for the pure reason of one, he's 17 years old. Um, it's all right for a big club signing a player like him, but knowing United, look at Van der Beek. He was 40 million. He's a better player than Bellingham at the moment, obviously just because of his age and experience. And we're not even playing him. So if we signed a player like Jude Bellingham, he would not have got the game time he needed to progress his career. So I'm glad he's gone to Dortmund, which is a big name team, and he's actually getting the game time. I think he'll be a class midfielder come a few years.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Man U have got a reputation of ruining players.
Yeah, sad to say it, but it's
really.
true.
Yeah,
Sad to say it's true.
The thing, I think, because it's such a big honour to play for Man U, and such a pressure wearing the shirt that some people just can't hack it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Jude Bellingham is definitely going to be a good player come the next 5 years. Sancho as well. A lot of people are saying he's not having a great season this season, but
He's still
look at the
producing some numbers.
Yeah, like because he's not being up there with the likes of Messi and Ronaldo and Mbappe and Haaland, like what he was rumoured to be, then apparently he's not performing. But if you watch Dortmund play, he's always involved in the play, and he's definitely a crucial part of that Dortmund team.
I was seeing stuff on Facebook, like he was saying that he started off the league quite slow, but we've got to remember he's still young. Like he's not at his full potential yet, but he's still a class player. And I read on a comment on a Facebook post, and it was like, "Oh, now we're going to pay 100 million for this player. What a flop! Another Bundesliga flop, and all this and all that." And social media football is just stupid sometimes. Like, just if they see a player, they don't watch the games, see a player not performing, and just go for his throat and say, "Oh, he's not worth this. He's a crap player. He's another flop." But now he's proved them all wrong. He's putting the numbers up again. Like I said, the last time I looked and checked his stats, he's producing a goal or assist every game. But I still love him at United. I think Greenwood's been our best player off the right, but I'd like to see him go up front again a bit more of a threat. Then I think he's quite predictable. Like he can shoot with both feet. He's class with both, but I think his go-to is to create the space to get more central, step over, cut into the left. And I think a lot of players have picked up on that. That's why he's not producing as much as he has been, like last season. I think he's playing more centrally. You can either go to the left or the right of the defender, then not having to cut in on the left then. So I reckon I'd still happily take Sancho at United. I think he'd be a great player for us. I think he'd really turn us around. But honestly, I think United's priorities are a defensive mid and a centre back. But going back to Germany. I'm saying a 3-2 win, mate, and you're saying 4-0, was it? 4-0 Bayern?
Yeah, 4-0 Bayern.
Okay. So that's the conclusion of the big games of the week for this weekly roundup. We're going to go to the final segment of the episode, where I'm going to do a quick fire score prediction on the guest that's on the show this week. Obviously, this week we've got Reese. I'm going to read to you, mate, all the Premier League games that are happening this following week, and I want you to say your initial reaction to what you think the score's going to be. Okay, we ready?
Yep.
Okay, so first game, Everton versus Southampton.
2-1 Everton.
Man City Wolves.
3-0 Man City.
Burnley Leicester.
2-0 Leicester.
Sheffield United Aston Villa.
1-0 Villa.
Crystal Palace Manchester United.
2-0 United.
Fulham Spurs.
2-0 Spurs.
West Brom Everton.
1-0 Everton.
Liverpool Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea.
Burnley Arsenal.
Jesus. 1-0 Arsenal.
Sheffield Southampton.
1-0 Southampton.
Aston Villa Wolves.
There's so many teams I'm trying to remember. 2-0 Wolves.
Brighton, Leicester.
2-0 Leicester.
And finally, Manchester City versus Manchester United.
I can't remember what I said for the first one, but I'll go with that answer. And exactly the same for the Liverpool Chelsea one. I can't remember what I said, and I probably said different ones.
Okay, so that concludes this weekly roundup on the Box to Box podcast. Thanks, Reece, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So our predictions for all the games we've talked about today will be on the socials on Instagram and Facebook. The post will say the result of the game, my prediction, and Reece's prediction to see how many we got right. So yeah, thank you for listening.
That'll be none.
Okay, so thank you for listening to the weekly roundup. Thanks for coming on again, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.